Hello, welcome to SFLiberalBuzz. There's a lot to cover today. My guests will be calling in. I won't have any guests here with me in the studio. They're out with norovirus, and I probably should have stayed home too, but I felt like coming in. There's a lot to cover. So, first of all, if you do get norovirus or one of those things, what helped me is ginger tea. Grate some fresh ginger, boil it, strain it, drink it. Drink about 4 cups and it'll knock it out, or at least lessen the symptoms better than the store-bought stuff does. And today we're going to talk more about cannabis legislation. But as usual, I go through my Twitter feed. So let's start with that. I was going to go through the feed that I didn't get to last time. I had a few things that I wanted to go over with my audience. We know that cannabis could get out the vote this time in 2014. We have a ballot initiative that isn't being mentioned on NBC TV or MSNBC or any of their other sister networks, mainly because there isn't any money in the account. If there was $1 million or so in the account for the initiative, you'd hear about it in the media. So that's why you're not hearing about it. So you'll hear about it from me. So that's what I'll be talking about today. But first of all, and also the private prisons and big pharmaceutical might pour a lot of money to oppose any cannabis ballot measures, so expect it. And this is something about Google, if the Google barge in the Bay. So I'm getting back to the Twitter feed from last time that I didn't get to. There was a lot of them that I had to go over. If Homes Not Jail built a large barge on the waterfront, would we get the same passive response Google got? Do you think we would? Well, I think we'd probably get SWAT teams in jail. So, and don't be evil. Google was caught funding right-wing groups with the Koch brothers' Norquist heritage agendas and $33 billion offshore. So there's that. Now we'll get to more of the cannabis news. CBD-only legislation. No parent should support that. CBD is the type of cannabis that doesn't get you high, but it does stop seizures in kids. So there's this legislation to only approve CBD cannabis, but THC is also a factor. You have to have some THC in the medicine. If they still don't get high. Anyway, read the article. It's on my Twitter. Denise Dory, at Denise Dory on Twitter. So give me a follow and I'll give you a follow back. Now, the banks would rather have laundered cartel money than legitimate cannabis dispensaries up until just a few days ago. But the thing is, we'll still be subject to a lot of more scrutiny than any other depositories would be. So there's that. And also, there's this news flash that I got from Max Kaiser. He's a good one to follow. Max Kaiser on Russian TV. He said that China holds the most patents on the cannabis herb of anybody. They own about half the patents of 700 or so patents. So, and here's other non-cannabis news I didn't get to. The FBI no longer investigates white-collar crime. Really? Were they ever? If they did, please let me know. Well, they caught up with Bernie Madoff, but that's only because his wife ratted him out for cheating on her. So that was it. So okay. And the media isn't reporting on the ballot initiative, so please try to get out the word. We have to get 500,000 signatures on this by 4/20. Can we do it? Help. We need help. So, and there's also a ban on e-cigarettes pending in Los Angeles and San Francisco. It's defined in a way to include cannabis vaporizers as well. So the vaporizers would only be allowed in non-smoking areas. So that's a bit ridiculous to my sensibilities. Call up and let me know if you agree. 415-861-6648 is the number to call. I'll be taking calls around 6:08 or so. If you want to call now, I'll take it. I'm not going to hang up on you. So I think I got through the rest of my Twitter from last time. So now the Twitter we have from the last show is, let's start off with, families are setting up tables by cannabis storefronts and selling boxes of Girl Scout cookies to marijuana users. So that's an article in the East Bay Express. And a woman replaced 40 medications with raw cannabis juice. We're talking about the fresh juice here, where you just take the plant. It's not psychoactive, it just heals you. You can read more about that. That's an article. Canadian cannabis patients must destroy unused homegrown crops to comply with new laws for licensed growers only. So they want to make it into kitty litter. Make cannabis into kitty litter if you don't smoke it up. I bet they're rolling joints the size of their arms, or not. It's about the money, not the patients in Washington, where sick patients are taxed the same as recreational cannabis use. So they're going to close down all medical cannabis dispensaries, and they'll be stuck with recreational use only. And that's, I don't know. What other medications are taxed? Cannabis. That's the only one I know of. And there's a lawsuit challenging ballot measure on waterfront height limits. So you probably heard about that if you watch the news, which I don't really watch KTVU much. That's where they probably report it from. Let's see. I'm joining working families to tell the FCC and the Justice Department to stop the Comcast mergerocalypse. Comcast wants to merge with Time Warner, and that might even limit our usage of the internet to the point where YouTube will cost you $5 a month. Can you imagine YouTube costing $5 a month? And then the main websites costing $5 each. That's one way they could do it. I mean, they haven't talked. They're probably talking about it in some dark room. And then John Oliver, San Francisco's newest anti-tech protester. John Oliver from the Colbert Report on the Comedy Channel visited the Crunchy Awards, and he said F you to them and started telling them to put, well, anyway, you have to see it on. I don't want it coming out of my mouth, but he's actually was quite nice to them, and they don't really deserve all the hatred they're getting, but we have to elect people that do the right thing more than the outcome of it. So Occupy Wall Street self-described founder now works for Google and wants to crowdfund a private militia and spy for profit. There's that. Federal government legalizes hemp for research. So they're going to legalize it for research purposes only. Now, as we know, you can make a whole car out of hemp, from the body, the fuel that it runs on, and the seats and the interior, all that you can make out of hemp. I don't think you can make the engine out of it. Oh, and now Florida has ordinance makes it illegal for the homeless to use blankets. I know it's hot in Florida. And then most host communities okay with marijuana dispensaries. Opposition is limited. That's in the Boston Globe. And the California Homeless Bill of Rights. So we had a show since then. So that's the last of the Twitter feed from there for this week. Get to the rest of it. We'll have more next week. I like to start each show with the Twitter feed. So, like I said, give me a follow and I'll follow you back at Denise Dory. DeniseDorey. It's right here. It's right there. Oh, there goes the phone. I got a call. How lovely. Hey, caller, you're on the air. Let's see, let me find it. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hello, Denise. This is Eli.
Eli Hernandez.
Correct.
Great to hear from
I'm not sure if you heard about the latest news coming out from Colorado since marijuana got legalized.
Right.
But the state revenue is estimated approximately $178 million in tax revenue alone by June. This is not in the sales, but this is tax revenue. This is why this new legislation about legalizing marijuana in California should pass. This is another reason why.
Well, if they're gonna tax it that much though, it's gonna be about, it's not gonna be about the patients. How many medications how many medications are taxed at 25%?
Well, I'm not exactly talking about taxing the patients. I'll totally against taxing patients. I'm talking about the actual sales. Retail sales can be taxed. This is an incentive for the community as well. If the money will get spent back into the city to help with education, the schools, drug treatment programs, this is good. This would be great revenue for the economy itself.
Well, San Francisco took a big step backwards today. I was gonna talk about that later, how they wanna only limit, well, first it started in Avalos's district, but they wanna limit the number of dispensaries they have in that district to 2 or 3. And now District 7 it's like a cancer. It's gonna spread to all the districts where they only allow 2 or 3. And they were gonna they haven't even opened up the green zone. And so, anyway.
Yeah, Supervisor, let's say you're tired of the green zones. I'm tired of the brown zones. I'm tired of seeing Starbucks across the street from each other.
Oh yeah, and they were talking about the nail parlors, how, oh well, if there's too many nail parlors, we don't want them opening up too many nail parlors in the area either. They're trying to use that rationalization. And I'm like, well, how many people do you know are dying to get their nails done? You know, but people are.
Gee, I don't know. It sounds like a fashion police here.
It's not like having your nails done is a medication.
Oh, I have another topic for you that's also dangerous right now to marijuana growers. I believe Santa Clara County Fire Department has issued a new protocol when it comes to extinguishing fires with their so-called alleged grow houses. If the firefighters come across a fire scene and they see a marijuana plant, they will immediately stop and go to surrounding areas, which is dangerous for private growers, for legal private growers.
You said they immediately surround the area, is that what you said?
They will, if they find a pot plant, a marijuana plant, they will say, okay, this is a suspected grow house, and they will immediately switch priorities and protect the neighbor's houses and property. This is very dangerous for private growers.
It is. Where is this happening?
I believe this is Santa Clara County.
Oh, well, yeah. Not surprised. So, that means that they'll be treated like, well, outside the law. What happened to the legality? Santa Clara County allows you to grow 12 plants.
And there's also been an increase in illegal grow activities, illegal grow houses. That is why they're changing their policy, because they're tired of fighting illegal operations. They're saying if they see a marijuana plant, they're going to say it's an illegal grow house and stop and immediately protect the surrounding property and ignore that property that is currently on fire. Without any fire investigations, is this a legal grow house? Is this illegal to
let them burn?
And this person legally grow, or is this illegal? If it's illegal, please protect my property if I live next door. If it's a legal grower house that's growing for possibly themselves or a family member or other patients, please protect that person's property. This is medication somebody's actually cultivating for somebody's health.
Well, I mean, if there's a reasonable number of plants, say, I mean, the amount allowed per property is 99, although the cops stopped counting at 80, 89 or so. But still, 99 plants is what the Prop 215 guarantees per property for now.
Yes, but the fire department is different than the police department. They see a marijuana plant, they're gonna do the automatic assume. It's like, okay, grow house, pull back.
So you're talking about indoor plants? Indoor plants or outdoor plants?
Indoor and outdoor.
Why would outdoor be a fire hazard?
I'm not sure how the fire department thinks. I'm not a firefighter.
Oh, boy.
So I respect them, but I'm not one of them.
More frivolous laws, huh? I can understand about the grow houses, indoor grow houses, but outdoors, really? I mean, it's a shrub. You know, how's it? It has no more chance of catch on fire than any other shrub. Just I need that explained to me, please.
And you might want to talk. It's kind of hard to hear you on the television, so if you can kind of project yourself toward the microphone a little bit. Thank you.
How's that? Better?
That's better, Denise. Thank you.
All righty, thanks. All right, so we have here. Oh, I've got it here somewhere. The MCLR, let's talk about that. You have the taper here? I mean, Santa Clara County, I haven't heard. I have some friends that live in Santa Clara County, so I have to talk to them about it. They probably know more about it than I do, so I'll just check it out. I didn't know about this fire department deal down there. It's scary, really. I have to warn them, tell them about it. So
It's very dangerous.
yes, it is. It's more dangerous.
This is patients' rights that are going to be violated.
Well, it's militarizing. It's militarizing
Legislation
medicine.
does not pass. I mean, city agency is already putting a hindrance on this. I'm like, why? The latest poll said 63% of California voters want to legalize marijuana.
Yeah, a minority of those are fighting hard, but yeah, they're making, I mean, cannabis vaporizers outlawed in San Francisco, really, unless you're in a smoking section.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Could you speak into the mic again?
Cannabis vaporizers will be banned in San Francisco soon. You heard about that, right?
I'm sorry, I still cannot hear you.
Cannabis vaporizers will be banned in San Francisco and LA.
Just like the e-cigarette ban that's being proposed.
That's what I'm talking about. They want to lump cannabis in with it.
What is the big deal about somebody having a problem with the e-cigarettes in the first place? They're tired of the smoke that comes out. It's water vapor. If you have a problem with this, move out of San Francisco. It's fog. It's made of the exact same thing.
It definitely is. It's not. It has
And when
no
you vaporize, as a medical cannabis user, you know when you vaporize, it's a lot healthier for you than the actual smoking through paper. It could. I don't have the exact medical term in front of me.
No tar.
Hello?
No tar.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you. No tar. That's what I was looking for.
Just nicotine. The cigarettes contain the nicotine, but no tar. The nicotine is the addictive part, but it's not affecting. I don't see how it's affecting others really, but I just don't. I think it's anyway. It's not final yet. They haven't enacted that law yet. There's still time to protest it and write letters, send emails.
And I'm looking at the clock, and there's a few minutes left on the clock. To wrap up, do you want? How can anybody else get involved with signing this ballot initiative?
Well, what you have to do is come to 1260 Mission and get a ballot. Get one of these ballot initiatives. We have a stack this high came today. We're going to have the kickoff on Saturday. So Saturday at 4:20, come by 1260 Mission, which is between 8th and 9th, between the two dispensaries on Mission. And we will have
Between two dispensaries?
Yes, there's the Spark and then the Relief Center. It's it's between 8th and 9th on Mission. And you can pick one of these up. Anybody in California can sign it. If you have to live,
As long as they're a registered California voter.
And pick up some voter registration forms along with it, because we can register more voters. We need to get out the vote this election. We could lose the Senate to Republicans. That's a very real fear. And this being SFLiberalBuzz, we have to. I want to keep the liberal values happening, and that Republicans.
And is there a website someone can look at the information for?
Nowadays, the Republicans have become the Democrats of the old days. So anyway, but yeah, so back to the ballot initiative. We've got. They want to. All the other ones, they want to tax at 25%. All the other ballot initiatives. One of them failed. They refiled. So they refiled just last week. They refiled the ballot initiative. The Jack Herrera, which isn't well thought out, but it was written by 3 people with no input from the community, whereas MCLR had plenty of input from the community, and it had input from many patients groups and activists, and all sorts of walks of life, and lawyers, of course. But also, you get your children back. I've mentioned this on previous programs. You get, if you lose your kids from, somebody's calling again. So. Okay. Hello, caller.
Hello, Denise. This is Steve.
Hello. Steve.
Hey, this is Steve. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, this is Steve.
Turn the TV down.
tonight. And, all right, yeah, I know. I just told him. So now I can't hear you. That's
You have
the
2 minutes.
I know, I can't hear you now, though.
Well,
That's
you have
the
to
problem.
turn the TV a little bit, on a little bit, but not very loud, because I can hear it echoing.
Yeah, the problem is that now I can't hear you. Anyway, I wanted to make a statement anyway. Me and my friend Eli had been out circulating petitions, and I see that the community is more than happy to agree with us. And the problem I see is that the state has just gone into this direction of the red, and I think that we all need to get together and rally around the green. I think that's the issue really at hand. Why wait until 2016 for marijuana to be legal in the state of California? We're already behind Colorado, and a lot of other states are starting to get in the swing too. So why would California want to be the one to lose out on a big opportunity to become a very green state and help the community? The reason I think is that the low-income people and the no-income people of our community are the ones who suffer, because they can't really get access, and the people who have money don't really want to see us get access, because they know that that creates more power in low and no income communities, and that helps clean them up.
It's a power
The
struggle,
example
for sure.
is just the street you said, that alley. That particular alley was full of crime, and now it's not, and it's due to certain elements around there, which is the dispensaries, clubhouse, and construction, whatever.
You're talking about Jesse Alley over there, or
It's
Stevenson?
used to be one of the main crime spots
Stevenson.
in San Francisco.
I know where it is. 6th and
Now it's
Stevenson.
almost no crime.
Yes, you're right. That's correct. I live right down the street. I would. Anyway, thanks for calling, Steve. We gotta go. The show's over, and I'll see you all on March the 6th. March 6th. Cheers.